15th of December 2023. Breaking news. The Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, was the victim of hacking by Mirror Group papers. The judge has ruled. This is a landmark case because, as Judge Timothy Fancourt said in London's High Court this Friday morning, the 15th of December 2023, it found proof of extensive hacking. Harry had sued the newspaper group, which includes the Daily Mirror, Sunday Mirror and People, over 33 articles between 1996 and 2009 that he said were obtained using illegal means. Following the ruling, Prince Harry's barrister David Sherborne, who I understand is the barrister appointed for my hacking and privacy intrusion claim against News Group newspapers, MURDOCH'S group, made this statement about the Mirror-related ruling.
The court has ruled that unlawful and criminal activities were carried out at all three Mirror Group newspaper titles, the Mirror, the Sunday Mirror and the People, on a habitual and widespread basis for over more than a decade. I'd like to thank my legal team for so successfully dismantling the sworn testimony of Mirror Group's senior executives, legal department and journalists who at least turned up to court, unlike their colleagues who were perhaps too afraid to do so. This case is not just about hacking.
For information, one of those people who didn't show up at court, who didn't give evidence in court, but there have been allegations made in relation to, Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, who also worked for some time in News Group newspapers as well, and is mentioned in some people's claims against that newspaper group.
It is about a systemic practice of unlawful and appalling behaviour, followed by cover-ups and destruction of evidence, the shocking scale of which can only be revealed through these proceedings. The court has found that Mirror Group's principal board directors, their legal department, senior executives and editors such as Piers Morgan clearly knew about or were involved in these illegal activities. Between them, they even went as far as lying under oath to Parliament during the Leveson inquiry, to the Stock Exchange and to us all ever since. The journey to justice can be a slow and painful one, and since bringing my claim almost 5 years ago, defamatory stories and intimidating tactics have been deployed against me and at my family's expense. And so, as I too have learned through this process, patience is in fact a virtue, especially in the face of vendetta journalism.
Wow, just wow, this is a massive story. It appears from what the barrister's saying there, David Sherborne, that basically it appears that there's evidence that the likes of Piers Morgan and other Mirror Group newspaper executives lied under oath. Be interesting to see if the police press criminal charges, which they could, and I hope for the victims of media abuse do. These are things, incidentally, that should have been and would be dealt with by Part 2 of the Leveson inquiry, which conveniently for the newspaper moguls was cancelled by the Conservative government. Above or below this video will be a link to Hacked Off, the media reform group that help victims of media abuse. Have a look at it. Please lobby your MP and lobby them and say, please lobby Parliament to reinstate Part 2 of the Leveson inquiry. Remember, this judgment comes today, but also Prince Harry has been given the green light, as I recall, to proceed with his privacy intrusion and hacking claims against the Daily Mail group. And although his phone hacking claim against Murdoch's News Group newspapers was deemed, I believe, out of time, or some people framed it as it not being credible, other claims for privacy intrusion and unlawful information gathering and related things have been allowed to go to court and are looking like they're going to go to court around January 2025. Incidentally, around the same time that I believe it's scheduled for the trial for Talisa Kontostavlos, one of Mazher Mahmood's victims, and myself and some other Mazher Mahmood victims, including, incidentally, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, was a victim of Mazher Mahmood's dishonesty and fabricated stories in relation to a drug story many years ago that contained inaccuracies and untruths and fabricated stuff and whatnot. Yeah, so in terms of my long-term quest for truth and justice, it's all explained at circusofthemind.net. In terms of Prince Harry's judgment today, check out the link above and below this. If you want to know why the media slag him off, well, think about it. Mirror Group newspapers, massive group, they own loads of media institutions. Daily Mail, that group owns a load. And News Group newspapers, Murdoch's media. Between those three, that's a vast amount of the worldwide media. No wonder they tried to distort the public's opinion on Prince Harry. The truth is, as you can also see above and below this video, that it's interfering from journalists in collusion with the palace, it would seem, to a massive corrupt cover-up and stuff that led Prince Harry to effectively be cut off through blackmail, it would seem, through the royal family in terms of the fact that he wouldn't drop his cases against the media. It's a massive pit of corruption, and corruption with the police, the Crown Prosecution Service, the media, and probably even some elements of government are all things that would be uncovered, no doubt, when, if ever, Part 2 of the Leveson inquiry is reinstated. But for truth and honesty in the world, for democracy as well, we need Leveson inquiry Part 2. We need the truth to get out there. It's coming more clear day by day that truth and honesty are things that the majority of the mainstream media have disregarded for many decades now, and it also is becoming clearer that there's lots of corruption in Scotland Yard and other areas of the police and in government as well. It's time the public knew the full scale and the slate could then properly be set clean and stuff put into place. It's one of the reasons why the government are trying to revoke Section 40 of the Crime and Courts Act, because that would actually help media abuse victims get some level of justice. And they're distorted it by saying, well, it's outweighing the interest of the media and it's bad for the media. It's not. That's a complete distortion, a complete lie. It's all explained at the links above and below this video. Share this video far and wide with the links. Encourage people to lobby your MP, get the truth out there. We need Part 2 of the Leveson inquiry. Also check out my story at circusofthemind.net. Bye for now.